This is what you've all been waiting for. True stories from people who posted to me on Facebook about scary or spooky or even horrible things, and some funny, that have happened to them on Halloween. So, are you ready? All right, grab your big bucket of candy and join me. This is Screams for You, and I'm V. So, turn down those lights and lock those doors. Here's some screams you can't ignore. I'll be posting the Facebook groups down below in the link, and I will also put anyone who wanted to be mentioned down below in the description. So are we ready? Because we're starting out with a good one, and I can't remember which ones I picked, so I'll be surprised all over again. This one is crazy. There was a guy up at the end of the road that burned a body for 3 days in his fire pit. It was on a busy highway, and we drove by it at least 3 times to go to town. Makes me shudder to think of what was going on. All the while, everyone assumed it was leaves. And it says, yes, the guy was caught and put in jail for murder and asked his mom to blow up the jail so he could escape. So, that's a crazy one to start out with. Let's see what else we got. This one is spooky. Pull those blankets up tight. Here we go. Was trick-or-treating around my block and thought the police tape was a decoration. Turns out there was a murder in the house almost directly behind me, and the owner of the home found the body in their backyard when they got home that night. Oh my God, that's crazy. I think I would totally freak out. Lots of dead bodies. Something else I noticed. I can't read all these stories, but there are lots of stories on the sad side. Family members and animals dying on Halloween Day. I brought my 2 young kids to a really old, spooky house. An old, hunched woman came out and gave us treats and never said a word, only smiled and went back in. We were in a new area, and a day or 2 later, I was driving past the house, and to my surprise, the doors and the windows were boarded up. Oh my God. I found out later that no one has lived there for 20 years, and I still have nightmares about it. That's crazy. Has anything like that ever happened to you? Oh, I never had anything scary happen to me on Halloween. Another thing that happens a lot, that a lot of these stories have, is drunk drivers. Head-on collisions, parents getting in the way so that their kids don't get hit, tons of car accidents. So make sure you're safe out there on Halloween night. My sis-in-law and I were sitting on the front steps at my old house, and the doorbell kept ringing. She and I were the only ones there, and we were sitting right under the doorbell. I'm told that there was a ghost in my son's room, and the attic was terrifying. I shook when I had to go up there. So those things made that doorbell ring and freak us out. Yeah, that would freak me out. I mean, you're sitting outside right underneath of it, and it just starts completely going off while you're having a good time on Halloween night. That is crazy. The year I had surgery, I couldn't hand out candy as I was confined to the sofa. My husband was at work, and I had all the lights out. Dark, spooky night. I was lying there watching TV in the dark with just the battery candles in the window lit. The sofa, being right in front of the window, still allowed me to be able to look out if I carefully sat up. I heard a group of Halloweeners outside at the house next door. I love to see kids in their suits, and I tried very carefully to pull myself up by holding on to the back of the sofa because I wanted to see. All of a sudden, this wide-eyed face, oh my gosh, slowly rose up from beneath my window. Oh my goodness. It was even with my face and illuminated only by a small light. It scared the living crap out of me. And then I realized it was my own reflection in the glass by candlelight. I texted my husband at work and he couldn't stop laughing. That is a good one. I have scared myself so many times. What about you guys? You guys ever scared yourself? I totally have. I heard something running around my house at 3 a.m. on Halloween night. Uh-oh. Then I saw it. A horrible looking thing running all over, covered in dust bunnies and puzzle pieces. I caught it in a net. It was a chipmunk that got in my basement window. It fell on a glue trap, then fell on my puzzle and squeezed under the refrigerator. Such a scary thing at 3 a.m. on Halloween. I'm telling you, that's crazy. That would scare me for sure. So, another sad story about something that happens on Halloween. This was in so many people's stories, and I am so sorry for all of you, my Facebook friends. They got candy stolen from them. Most of them like 6 or 7 years old, and big kids would just come and beat them up and steal their candy. There's lots of stories about that. There's also lots of stories about getting pregnant and getting married. So be careful about what choices you make on Halloween night. And here is our last haunted story of the night. The house I grew up in was very haunted, but this particular time I was around 10 years old and it was Halloween time. My mom had gotten out our big tubs of decorations and costumes. I was a latchkey kid and was home alone after school and wanted to play dress up with the costumes. So I got some stuff out and turned myself into a demon. I was in the bathroom painting my face with fake blood, and I needed to get something out of one of the bins. And when I came out of the bathroom, I saw the heavy long curtains that hung in one of the doorways levitating. Oh my goodness, I'd run and scream. They were levitating in the air. They were gathered up into the ball at the end like they were being held straight up. Oh no. But there was no way for them to stay that way unless someone was physically holding them there. It scared the out of me, and I ran over to pull them down. And right when I got to touch them, they just fell. I ran outside and played in the yard until my mom got home an hour later. Did you tell your mom? What did she say? That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed those true Halloween spooky stories tonight. And don't forget, I'll have the groups so you can read. There's so many. You can join the 2 groups. I just took them from 2. And you will have a blast reading all of these. I promise you. The groups will be in the description. And don't forget, coming up is Halloween Legends and the history of Halloween, where I make a skull pizza. Plus, I'm doing Nightmares and Nightmare on Elm Street. And let's not forget spooky watches on YouTube. That's coming up too. Don't miss out, you guys. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. And have a spooky night.